What's going on, y'all? It's Cop Pizzle. The New York Giants fall 17-13 in their second game of the preseason. And look, obviously, we say it all the time. Results, of wins and losses doesn't really matter in the preseason. You just want to see some guys play, see some players go out there and try to make the team, the 53-man roster. And I just wanted to talk about a few of the things that grabbed my attention today as far as the game goes. Look, it was cool to have that traditional start time on a Sunday. Starting to, as each week goes by, getting those juices flowing, right, and seeing the excitement of Giants playing on Sunday in the fall and things like that. But I'll start with the offense. Mike Glennon, obviously this is his first year with the New York Football Giants, and look, I think it's pretty obvious that if Daniel Jones goes down early in the year, and I'm talking about going down for the whole year, I think Giant fans, we would all agree that we would be probably in some trouble, right? Things wouldn't be going good. Things wouldn't be good for us. But I'll say this, and Daniel's got to play all year long. He really needs to play every single game this year just to prove that he can, right? That's something that I want to see as a fan. I want him to perform well, but the first thing I want him to do is show me you can play a full season without getting hurt. It's one thing to get banged up, but it's another thing to be missing multiple games like a year ago. But as a fan, I have confidence from what I've seen the first 2 weeks, or these preseason weeks, and especially today. I've got confidence that if Mike Glennon needs to go in there and perform for us for a week or two, if Daniel gets banged up with a minor injury, I've got confidence the Giants can still go out and win ball games with him. If he's got to go out there for a half or whatever the case may be to finish out a game, I've got confidence that he has the ability to win ball games for us and not not be a detriment to the team. He's not. I don't know if he's going to come in and win a Super Bowl or anything like that. But I just, as a fan, I don't. It's just not. It's not. I don't think it's a terrible thing if he has to pick up the pieces for us for a game or two. So, it feels like you got to have a backup quarterback. I mean, you just need to have that option just in case your QB goes down. So, look, Glennon is capable. I think he's capable of coming in if we need him to. So. Liked what I saw from there. The running backs. Obviously, Barkley's our main guy, right? He's the main piece. But watching Booker and Clement, if you give me a combination or a little tripod, if you will, of Barkley, Clement, and Booker, you give me that nice three-headed monster. I can live with that running back group. I really can. Look, I don't know if Brightwell's going to make this team, but, I think Booker and Clement are going to make it. And with Barkley in the mix there as well, I mean, I like that. I like that little core. So I feel pretty good about our running backs. And look, I can't speak highly enough about how well I feel about our receivers. I'm not saying the Giants have the best receiving group in the whole league, but when you look at our starters, with Galladay and Shepard and Slayton, when you look at those guys, who knows about Tony, but there's a lot of good depth there. Seals is going to make the team, I feel like. I just what he's been able to do this training camp and preseason. I know he's a big fan favorite, and this is what I will say to a lot of you out there, and there's a lot of content creators that like to do this every year. I've seen it thousands of times, thousands of moments throughout the years here where content creators will rally behind a guy or a story, and I don't know if they just want to say, hey, I was right about a guy or whatever. I don't know, but I like Seals. Like yes, he makes plays, and he's a good story, right? It's a good story, but I don't give a damn about stories when it comes to playing the Eagles, the Cowboys, and whatever they want to call themselves. Like, these are games that, if he's going to make this team and he's going to be out there, needs to perform, right? And so, I think he's got I think this team is deep. as far with the receivers. I really, I like C.J. Board. I want John Ross to make this team because I think John Ross can bring something good to our team from a special teams unit. There's a lot of good quality receivers on this team. I firmly believe that. I'm not saying that it's stacked with household names, but I feel much better this year about our receiving corps than I did a year ago. So, all the offensive line, we didn't get to really see any starters today, but the guys that did play, I thought it was okay. I thought our running backs had lanes to do some things, and I thought our QBs had time to throw. I mean, both of our quarterbacks today did okay. Like they had their moments, they had time, and they did what they had to do, or did the best that they could do. As far as the defense goes, Rodarius Williams, I feel like has had just such an exceptional camp and has played pretty good in these games. I mean, he's for a rookie, I think he's got. Is he going to go out and take James Bradbury's spot? Probably not. I don't. That ain't going to happen. But I feel like before this year's up, he's going to find himself as a starter for this defense. I just firmly believe that. And if he does, and honestly, it wouldn't surprise me because that's just typical Dave Gettleman finding a nice gem late in the draft. Just Dave has these weird moments as a general manager. Well, he will have these big swing and misses, right? But then he'll hit a home run on something so out of left field, and so it doesn't surprise me that Williams who was a late round draft pick for us, has performed well. I think has a good NFL body and has every chance. I feel like, I think he's gonna make this team for sure. But I think he's got every chance to end up being a starter, right? He's just blown by some of these guys that have been on the roster for a few years. In my opinion, no disrespect to him, but like Julian Love and fucking Sam Beal, I mean, just blown by these guys. So, I've got confidence in our secondary. Really, I mean, I think our secondary is pretty deep as well. In addition to the receiving unit, I really like what we have in our secondary. I really do. I think honestly, if there's some teams out there, if you're not a Giants fan and you just watch my content, if your team picks up a receiver or a secondary player that the Giants cut, I'm telling you, I think you're getting a good player. Whoever those names are, I really feel like you're getting a good player. You ain't got to ask me. That's how I feel. As far as the rest of the defense, the front seven, I like Carter Coughlin. I do. I don't know if I like Carter Coughlin in coverage, but Carter Coughlin, when he is going, go get the ball, right? Go rush the passer. Go make that tackle. He's all over the field. He's a grown-ass man out there. So, I'm Carter Coughlin to me has done a lot of good things. Another random home run from Dave Gettleman. But I wish I had a little bit more confidence in Carter Coughlin's coverage skills because I feel like he would have an opportunity to start on this defense. I believe that, but I think he's going to be, the way he's playing in this preseason, he's going to be in, special packages of rushing the passer. As far as the other guys, I'm just not a Reggie Ragland guy. I'm just not big on him. I think X-Man, I think he had every chance or was penciled in as a starter, before training camp. And I think he's playing himself out of that starting position. I firmly believe that. I just don't see anything from him in these preseason games that gives me any confidence whatsoever. I just don't have anything. It was good to see Xavier McKinney out there today. I'm not big on Harper, but all of our secondary guys, I feel like, just play so well. They compete. And really where the Giants, in my opinion, were getting beat today was kind of in the trenches. because Cleveland ran the ball pretty well today. They were running the ball up and down the field, and they were able to sling it around a little bit too. But mostly they were doing some good run plays. So I just feel like the Giants were getting beat in the trenches. So that's a little worrisome because where I think we're deep at the receiver and secondary positions, I just feel like we lack something down in those trenches, those quote unquote hog mollies, if you will. And I'm not in love with a lot of our backup linebackers. I'm just not. So I think it's going to be really important to stay healthy in the defensive line and linebacker position for the Giants, because if they don't, they could be in some trouble. So, kind of a longer video than I wanted to make about a preseason game, guys, but just those are some of my thoughts about today's game. We've got one more preseason to go. It seems like the starters are going to get a good long go next weekend against the New England Patriots. Hopefully we will see that, because I just want to get some confidence going before we get into the season. And so but yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on the second game of the preseason. So be looking out for some Madden streams content this week. We should have a lot of fun and get back at some of the stuff that you guys enjoy seeing. So appreciate you guys watching the video.